Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
What's up, everybody? We are back. We are here for a special Boxing Day edition of Kickin at Stateside.
This is awesome, man.
Yeah, so we get a special one last Saturday, which we thought that I think we kind of enjoyed the Saturday game.
Yeah, there's some discussion that we might switch the format over to that.
Yeah, I think it was a lot. I don't know. I think it's more enjoyable as the games are going on. We can sit down and kind of talk about it, and the live reactions of kind of the end of that game last week was kind of cool to see.
It really was.
So yeah, and so Boxing Day's here. Again, happy holidays to everybody. Hope everybody and Santa was good to everybody out there.
Only if you deserved it.
Only if I deserved it. I did.
Did you?
I did. No coal for me. But yeah, so we got a full slate today. We already had one that went down this morning. We saw Jose Mourinho's Tottenham beat Brighton 2-1.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Brighton got off to a great start. Thought it was going to be kind of an upset day.
Yeah, you see the Adam Webster goal to start it off.
Yeah, man, that kid loves North London. He's got 2 goals in 2 trips so far. He scored 1 against Arsenal, and now he gets the 1 against Tottenham. So. Yeah,
and it was it's nice when at least you have I won some money on that game. That's all I care about. I was after you said that, you're I got a bunch of texts you put money on Spurs, you traitor. I'm I'm sorry.
Well, when it comes to money and when it comes to our picks and stuff like that, you got to kind of go with the logical.
I know. But yeah, so today we'll talk a little bit about the games that are going on now. There's some really good games later today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll dive into that too. Also, we got new managers making their debuts today.
Yes, right now as we speak.
We got Carlo Ancelotti going for Everton, making his debut. And then for Arsenal, we have Mikel Arteta.
Yes.
Getting his debut.
That's an exciting thing for Arsenal, I think, right now.
Yeah, something needed to be done with Arsenal. We either shake it up or I don't even know.
They got to come out hot, though.
Yeah.
They can't lay an egg against Bournemouth because Bournemouth's been really bad.
It's the battle of your two teams.
It is. I'm having internal.
The Cherries versus the Gunners.
I'm having internal problems today.
Hey, at least a red team will win.
That's true.
Hopefully.
That's true.
But yeah, so I guess getting to our poll questions today, we got on the A2D, we said Carlo Ancelotti is the right fit at Everton. Agree or disagree? I guess kind of piggybacking off that, Big Duncan Ferguson. He was technically undefeated in the league.
Yeah.
Before, when he was in charge, he had 3 games. So was that the right decision to bring a big name like Carlo Ancelotti, who's coached everywhere, Madrid? He was at Chelsea at one point. Or should they just have stuck with the guy that at least has got them some results, I guess?
I think you know where I stand on that, but
yeah.
We'll talk about that one.
Yeah, we'll get into that
later
as well. And then for our YouTube question, with the whole racism thing happening with the Antonio Rudiger situation last week, we posed that I guess the captain was told, Azpilicueta, he was thinking about maybe walking off the field, I guess maybe as a protest, I guess you could say. So we kind of threw out this question to everybody out there saying that Chelsea should have walked off the field after the racist chants.
It wasn't even picked up right away. Like, I was watching the game, and I tweeted, I think, from our account to you that it was happening again.
Right.
But they, like, on the broadcast, all they were talking about was the stuff being thrown on the field. And then all of a sudden, they finally, like, confirmed that it was actually happening.
Yeah, there was like an arrest made from the throwing at Kepa.
Yeah.
Was one. And
well, that was so blatant. Like, you got to be so stupid nowadays. There's, like, 15 cameras all over those fields. They're going to pick up every angle possible and catch you.
Yeah, and it's literally, I feel like it's every week where a guy will go over to the corner flag and he just gets pelted with bottles or lighters. It's just like, really? That just would never happen like here.
No. The closest thing I saw was at the Red Bull Atlanta playoff game where somebody threw a glove at Miguel Almiron. Yeah, they threw a glove in Almiron's face, and he rolled to the ground like he got hit by a brick. Yeah.
Typical.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so we have that, and we have later we have Leicester versus Liverpool.
Yeah,
which is huge.
That's huge. I went real ballsy in our picks on that one.
I saw that.
Yeah. I just can't pick against the Foxes, man.
I had a terrible week last week.
I only
picked up a point.
I didn't have a great week. What did I get? 3 points.
You got 3 points.
Yeah, but
you cut it to 11, I think.
Yeah. I needed an exact score.
Yeah, you did.
I was close. I was close on a lot. It's usually like a goal off, but
I was definitely shitting bricks for a few. I'm like, no, he can't get closer.
I was gonna text you right back in it, but I'm not. So I need a big week or big day today or weekend.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so again, we'll do the live look-ins here. Pretty much all the 10 o'clock games has already kicked off. We're rocking into the 8th minute. Also, of course, we'll get into some hot topics around the world, and we'll try and grab some questions. Even if the viewers out there, we love the feedback and the interaction during the show. If you have a question for us, throw it out there, and we'll be obviously glad to answer live on air.
No doubt.
So, I guess just a little bit. We'll some of the games that are going on right now. If you're watching, obviously, on NBC, you're seeing Chelsea versus Southampton. We have Bournemouth hosting Arsenal today.
It's kind of a little
going
internal
on right
battle
now
for you, too.
Yeah.
Your old
your
old Saints.
Saints were the good feel-good story whenever they came up 4 years ago or whatever. They're kind of what was like Sheffield was, that feel-good, like maybe they didn't do as well their first season like Sheffield has done.
Yeah.
But it's kind of that like feel-good story where it's like, oh, yeah, a little different because Southampton actually had pretty decent players when they got promoted.
True. Yeah.
And Sheffield is like making these like no-name English guys and Scottish guys like.
They're going to make them a lot of money. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Because they're all going to end up with some jobs probably.
Yeah, I was talking about this like with my brother. It's like, oh, yeah, who knew John Fleck was?
Yeah.
And Lundstrom and like all these guys.
Yeah, even McBurney. And
Ollie McBurney and them.
Yeah.
Before the season started, you could not have predicted how good like Sheffield has done.
No, like when we were doing preseason research when we were first starting out, and I was trying to dive into them, and I'm like just looking at that roster, and I'm like, who?
It's like I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's like we knew Billy Sharp and McGoldrick, the goal scorers.
Yeah.
And two guys who have one goal this year so far between the two.
They've barely done anything.
Yeah. So very weird. Also going on right now, we got Aston Villa versus Norwich. Kind of a big battle for relegation because if one team loses.
Yeah, this is that play it safe and try and get a point regardless of who you are in this game.
I think Villa's got to go for it all here.
They should. I picked them to win it and go for it all, but
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Depends on how the game plays out, but if they're in a position, they at least got to find a way to get a point because they're at home.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of on a skid right now, and it's getting worse and worse.
Well, it's like Norwich. They've been playing actually pretty, a little better with, Pookie scoring again and Toddy.
Yeah.
Hot Toddy doing his thing recently. So I think they've been a little more, productive than Villa. Villa's been on quite the downslope.
They really
this year.
have. All of a sudden, I don't know. We started started talking good about them, and then they went on a downslope. If you notice early in our careers doing this, everybody we talked bad about woke up or got fired.
Yeah.
One or the other.
It's finally happening. Halfway through the season, we've been calling for Marco Silva's head for, 2 months.
Since August.
And it finally gets done. And then we're still not happy because their caretaker manager, Duncan Ferguson, doesn't even get the job.
Yeah, we might as well talk about that now while the poll question's out, too.
Sure.
That, I don't know. I think that's a stupid move. In Arsenal's case, I think Arsenal made a good move with Arteta, and, Freddie obviously wasn't the answer.
Right.
But, you were getting motivation. You were getting production with Dunk in there as Everton. You don't have to pay him much. He kind of maybe gives you a chance to do the Chelsea model and see what you have and kind of figure out what this team's all about.
For sure.
And like you said, he was basically undefeated since coming in, other than the one loss in the PKs in the Cup game
still,
there.
Undefeated in
in the Prem too.
Yeah.
And it was just in general just was playing. They were playing really well under him until the last game when Ancelotti was announced. Then they looked flat again.
And he was in the stands watching like a hawk.
Yeah, and I don't think he's the right fit for this Everton team.
Yeah.
If he's going to coach anywhere, he should be in a position where it was more of a complete team, a team that's already winning. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him to begin with, so
Yeah.
I think he's going to go in and clean house, and it could be beneficial to some of these other teams, though, because there might be some good players available that he's going to pass on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do in January, I think, what kind of guy he's going to bring in, because he's already got at least a couple guys.
One or two lined up, definitely.
And I'm sure at least one will happen. I'm sure he has a Christmas list, I guess you could say, of who he would prefer.
Now, the only question I guess could be positive, because I've been singing his praises and he gets no playing time, is Moses Keane.
Yeah.
Being Italian, maybe
he gives him a chance.
Maybe he gives him a chance. And
maybe just start him, because
I would.
God forbid Marco Silva would ever start the guy.
Dude, you brought him in for a reason, obviously. I think it's time to get him in there. Delph kind of disappeared for them. You haven't seen, why bring him in when he wasn't playing that much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like Theo and Iwobi, all the old Arsenal cats.
Yeah, Iwobi's banged up, so he's going to be – he took an injury in the last game there. So he's going to be probably out for a little bit. But they're just – I don't know. Again, we've talked about it. The talent's there.
Right.
It's just putting it together. Maybe it is the right – I don't know. He seems to be able to help some teams out in his career. But
yeah.
I don't like it.
I mean –
I would have stuck with Dunk.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to make a splash, I guess, for manager-wise, and maybe.
Well, that's because Everton feels like they're a top 6 team.
Oh yeah.
Even though they're not a top 6 team, even though we had them in the top 6.
They have the players to probably could be in the top 6, like we predicted.
They should be a top 6 team with the talent
before they even started, but maybe they thought Ancelotti could get more out of some players than. Maybe Big Dunk. I don't know. I don't know what the thinking was. Or maybe getting Ancelotti in would maybe convince other big maybe names to be like, oh, maybe I want to play for Carlo, instead of being like, oh, I want to play for Duncan Ferguson. It's like, who the hell is that?
I love Duncan.
I know, me too, but I think you would get I think Everton was thinking we're going to get bigger named players with Carlo Ancelotti.
Yeah, but I'm starting to see, that's not the answer in this league. Just bringing in these big-name players isn't always...
Not always.
The difference maker, especially lately. And a lot of them come from, internally, not guys that necessarily he would probably want to bring in. I don't know.
It's kind of just what we talked about with Marco Silva, putting guys in the right positions, like having Richarlison play striker and not play the wing.
Yeah.
Or not play Bernard, or not play, a veteran like Gylfi Sigurdsson and maybe put Tom Davies in. Just different things like that. You got to switch it up.
Hell yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see what Everton's got. They're playing Burnley right now. 0-0 so far, 15th minute.
Big opportunity for them to come out with a dub.
I mean, at home against Burnley.
Yeah.
I think you should be able to get something.
Oh, you absolutely should. Especially with him in there now. Like, there's no excuse.
That's another one. I mean, the loser of that is...
Yeah, the loser of that's in not so great
I don't know
shape.
where Burnley is probably, sitting at 11 or something maybe. They aren't as bad.
They're not
of shape.
as bad.
As bad.
Although they haven't been so hot lately.
I think
Let's see, where are we at?
Palace, West Ham. West Ham is in a world of hurt.
Yeah, Burnley's 10.
10.
Yeah. Yeah, West Ham's in big trouble.
And they're on the road today at Palace. Palace is another confusing team. They get like 2 results, back-to-back shutouts, and then they lay an egg last week. It's like, well, what's going on here? And even at home too.
Yeah, they've been very inconsistent. Very, very inconsistent.
Because, again, it's one of those, if Zaha's putting the ball in the net, they're probably going to be a little more successful. Because who else do they have that's going to score? Ayew? he was bright spot for them early, but he's kind of like cooled off a little bit.
Well, Mitrovic, is that?
What's his name?
Milivojevic. Milivojevic.
The midfielder.
Yeah. He's got a couple goals for them this year, I think. But that's about it. Let's see who's in their lineup today.
What's their lineup looking?
Yeah, he's in. Coyote's in.
Yeah, check.
James MacArthur.
Mm-hmm.
Max Meyer. Wow, man.
Talk about a kid that was
Ayew
supposed
and
to be great.
Zaha front. Yeah, that's their front. Myers, Ayew, and Zaha. It's interesting.
Max Meyer.
It's very interesting.
The German. Coming over, thought he was going to be a wonder kid. He's not panned out whatsoever after making the switch from Schalke.
Yeah, West Ham's got they're playing Antonio and Hala up front, so that's an interesting lineup. That should be a pretty good game. Sometimes
that game has 0-0 all over it, though.
Yeah, maybe 1-0. Somebody squeaks one out late. But West Ham's getting really, they're just dropping down the table.
Yeah.
From October, that big run there, and then barely getting it together in November.
I mean, is Pellegrini on the hot seat?
I mean, he was, and then they get this, 1-0 win, and all of a sudden it's like they...
Or I guess, is there someone better that they can pick up?
I don't know. I mean, at some point these coaching changes have to end because you're just going to run out of guys.
That's why soccer has the quickest leash of any sport.
Absolutely.
You could lose maybe 2 or 3, and then all of a sudden you're in trouble.
Well, yeah, because 2 or 3 in a row and timed if other people are winning, it's like all of a sudden next thing you know you're at the bottom of the table.
And I guess maybe because with the pro relegation, maybe the stakes are a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So
you can't
afford to.
You got to do everything you can.
Like U.S. sports, where you're going to be in the league no matter what.
Oh yeah, well, I mean Watford's doing everything they can right now.
Even they got to win.
They got to win.
They got to win.
That was crazy. That was
I mean, they get who did they beat last week?
United.
That's right. United lays an egg.
Yeah, man. Big time.
And we saw Troy Deeney score for the first time in a while.
That's my dude, Troy Deeney.
He's played 3 times this year, I saw. And every time it was for a different manager.
Yeah. He's literally got 1 start per manager. So
that's terrible.
Yeah.
On both sides.
But they looked a little motivated. They looked like I mean, he's been known to get teams out of relegation zone.
Nigel Pearson.
Yeah, he's done it before.
I guess we could talk that too.
Yeah, I mean,
Watford's, I guess, 4th manager. You can technically say if you want to count. What's his name?
Yeah, the one day gig.
Hayden Mullins.
Yeah.
The U23, but yeah, Nigel Pearson. Where was he?
He was
in the Dutch?
he was Dutch, but he had done this before with Leicester in this league.
Okay, yeah.
Basically,
That's
come
right.
in as a savior, quote unquote, get him out of relegation zone.
Right. Yeah.
And he did, and
He looks scary.
he does. He looks like he doesn't put up with shit, and he's going to get the best out of the players. And I'll have to say, so far, I mean, watching that game, De La Fueu looked like reborn.
Yeah. He's always quick as shit on that wing.
Yeah, Deeney looked like he cared. Some of the guys actually looked like they cared. It was a very interesting lineup. Will Hughes actually looked like he was playing really well. Decore was up front, which was interesting, but it seemed to work. United didn't have an answer.
Yeah, it was kind of a terrible performance for United.
Yeah, what a big egg for them, man, to lose to one of the worst teams in years.
Positive, we saw our first Paul Pogba sighting since like September or whatever.
But see, is that positive? Because he
looked good actually, and I'm the biggest like Paul Pogba
I know
hater.
You are. I love him, and he did look good. But at the same,
sorry, Ralph got a haircut.
Nice.
Ralph Hasenhuttl got a haircut.
They put him in the 18, and it just doesn't. I mean they lose
he had
to
a
Watford.
few great passes.
But it just tells me something about the chemistry maybe with that team.
I mean, he's got to start today, no?
I don't know.
I mean, it's like he's hurt.
He wants to win.
And then he's sick.
He wants to win, and he finally gets in the lineup, and they lose to Watford. So, that's...
He came on for 15 minutes.
He did. It's not his fault, but...
But that was when they looked their best, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they woke up under him.
I mean, he's a good player. He just, I don't know, his attitude, and he just kind of jogs around. Yeah. But then he clips a perfect ball over the top to somebody, and it's like, well, that's him. That's his skill.
That's how he works.
But it just, I don't know. It just doesn't always seem like he's in there 100%. Yeah, the head's not exactly in there 100%.
No.
But yeah, we'll see if
he goes hard for France.
Yeah.
But that's about it. Club play so far, and I haven't seen too much, but
yeah, we keep saying that he wants out, and then they're like, no, we don't want to sell you, and it's like, well,
yeah,
make up your mind. United had their nice ascension while you were hurt,
right? And then they bring you back, and they lose immediately. So
weird,
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what if he gets in the 18. They play Newcastle at 12:30.
Yes, there's games all day, which is great.
Oh, the 3:00 game?
Oh, I can't wait.
Well, Leicester, Liverpool, that's the main game. That's at 3. Leicester at home at the KP against Liverpool, who hasn't lost in, 34 now? 35, dating back to last year. They haven't lost. So if Liverpool win, is the title theirs?
Oh, yeah. You can pretty much bag it if they get this W.
Because they're already up, 10 on Leicester?
Yeah.
So if they win now, it'll be 13.
This is huge for Leicester because, unfortunately,
it'll be like, hey, I want to play. We could play with the big boys.
Yeah, and they started off great last week against City, but they were on the road, and City woke up. There wasn't much Leicester could do after that.
It was like a glimpse, and all of a sudden, De Bruyne is De Bruyne.
Yeah, which they can't allow that to happen this week against Liverpool. Being at home should help them a little bit, I think. I did pick them to win. Just because
I think it'll be close, but I don't know if they can do it.
Honestly, I was going to draw it out. I didn't pick one draw this week.
That's good.
Yeah, so.
I went with a safe one.
You did, but who knows anymore.
We can go over our picks once we kind of.
Yeah, we'll get into them.
Go over it.
Last week I had a couple wins, but no exact ones.
Right.
So I picked up 2 whole points total. So I'm almost cut it down to single digits.
You're getting there. We're halfway there.
Yeah, I'm coming back.
We're finally halfway there.
I'm coming back. You picked up a pretty big deficit early in the year.
I was going to say, you were kicking
doable.
The shit out of me earlier in the season.
It started off great, but
you're up 15 points.
Yeah, well now
you got a couple perfect ones. You ride in Leicester. I think you hit Leicester perfect scores
a couple times,
at
least twice, if not.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see.
I still want my 10-point bonus for the Ndidi header that I never got.
That's true. The score, the result, and how it was,
and
how it happened.
It was going to happen.
That's pretty good.
He's my man.
Apparently, there was a rumor that Arsenal might pick him up.
Dude, that would be really a good thing.
I don't know
for
if
them.
this was just silly season at its finest.
Yeah, you
but
do get a lot of that.
It was like $30 million plus Xhaka going the other way.
Okay. I mean, they would really be in need, especially if Torreira does decide to leave.
Because maybe, granted, he just needs a change of scenery at this point.
He's got to go. I was always a fan, but
if you're Leicester, why would you get rid of your holding midfielder?
I don't think you would.
And Ndidi's much younger than Xhaka,
unless it's just getting the money.
Maybe.
Way to pick up some money. I don't know. I wouldn't doubt Leicester. There's the way they've been. They probably got some plan to just bring somebody up that would work because they've been on point with their moves lately.
Yeah, I just heard that. I don't know if that's actual fact or just silliness.
There's a lot of rubbish that goes on this time of the year.
Oh, we're starting to get into that.
Oh,
baby.
yeah. You got to
We're getting into that. I can't wait.
Yeah.
But the last one, I guess there must have been a delay in the Sheffield-Watford game because they're about 10 minutes behind. So there must have been
Watford didn't want to.
Watford refused to get off the bus.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. It's still 0-0 in the 15th minute.
Yeah, I was looking to see if there was any announcement on here, but there's nothing that says why. But yeah, unfortunately, right now
Maybe
we don't
traffic or something.
We have very little no goal
I feel like
scoring
we started
going
a little
on right now.
It was a little slow last Saturday too. I think there might have been one early in the
Yeah.
first half, and then the second half kind of
Started to pick up a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, we're about 28 minutes in to at least most of the games. Chelsea still 0-0. Bournemouth, Arsenal 0-0.
everybody's 0-0.
Yeah, Villa, Norwich 0-0. Palace, West Ham 0-0. Everton, Burnley 0-0.
Lots of nil going on.
But that's okay.
Yeah, man.
I guess we can maybe talk about our scores or our predictions.
Yeah, we might as well bust out the predictions.
Wow, we got no scoring.
Yeah, we did them via text. Being this week with all the holidays going on, we wanted to make sure we had them on paper, on social media, legitimized before games started.
Right.
So people knew.
So I looked up to see why there was a delay, and a lot of people are saying that the turnstiles stopped working.
Shut up.
in the stadium.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
So-
probably
so
not
that
good
was
for
the
the
10-minute
English.
delay.
They're probably like, no, let me in here.
Where are they at? They're at Sheffield?
Broomall Lane.
Yeah. They probably, they weren't used to accommodating this many people through this amount of time, and they were just like, we're not going to work anymore. Because they got to be selling out every game. The way they're playing right now,
for
too.
sure.
They got to be packing that place.
Yeah, Boxing Day, I'm sure.
And Boxing Day, yeah.
That's funny.
So maybe
Turnstiles.
for Christmas, somebody should have got Sheffield new turnstiles.
Maybe.
Somebody missed that boat for
I don't know how old
Christmas
the
gift.
Broomall Lane is. Update those turnstiles, boy. Or maybe it was just on purpose.
Yeah. Maybe they were
The
just
queue
trying
was
to-
just too crazy.
They were just holding people down. They were like, listen.
We're
gotta
short-staffed
slow this
here,
up.
too.
Yeah. We got a lot of people coming into this stadium.
Oh, man, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, if you're just sitting there.
It's like, why am I not getting in the stadium?
Yeah.
Let me in. But, yeah, thanks, Ralph, for that. So let's go over
He's
our
the best. He's
He
the
is.
best.
best producer in the game.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, we'll go with yours. I'll go to each one. We'll go, we picked Man U, Newcastle.
We did.
This
This was very hard for me because something deep down inside of me really wanted to pick Newcastle. But I didn't.
I think if it was at Newcastle, I might have thought a little differently.
That was a big factor, and the fact that United is coming off this loss to Watford.
Right.
If you're not motivated after a loss to Watford, there's a problem.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Are they going to be seen again? Is Pogba going to get in the 18?
Yeah, I'd be interested to see when the lineups come out.
Yeah, you said 2-0,
Yeah,
and I said 3-1 United.
3-1.
So,
I could see 3 or 4 from United if they get their shit together.
if they get their shit, that's always a big if.
That was kind of that's kind of why I held back because after watching that Watford game,
Well, the problem is here. There's so many games.
yeah,
We're already rocking and
you're
rolling
just-
again on Saturday.
yeah, you're just getting piled up.
And then again for New Year's Day,
Yeah,
there's more games. So
you got to be ready.
the
And
past 2 weeks, there's been 5 games for each team.
And now the trick is too, like if you're carded during the holiday season, like it's more offensive.
Right.
Like a red is 3 games.
Yeah.
And now a yellow's even a game.
Mm-hmm.
So now like you got to factor in for that too.
Southampton just scored on Chelsea.
Oh boy. First goal of the day, and it is of the upset kind so far.
Who's that, Janipo?
31 minutes in. I lost it there for a minute. We'll see. Good ball. Clean. Nice.
And
wow.
Nobody touches him.
Wow. And that's Chelsea's biggest problem right there is Kurt Zouma. Kurt Zouma played that like complete and utter trash. I hate to say it.
Good finish, though.
Oh, it was a great finish. I'm not taking nothing away from the goal. No, that's
Obafemi, first goal of the year. Way to go.
Way to go. Way to get your first one.
Ooh. This is not going to look
Kepa's not happy.
Closing down.
Well, dude, watch it. Can we get one more replay, Premier League? Let's go.
What the hell?
Because if you look, he had the help on his right-hand side. He didn't need to go guard him to that way.
Yeah, he was making him go left.
He was forcing him left, and he did.
And a beautiful shot.
It was
a
gorgeous.
good finish.
Yeah. So whoever scouting report that said force Obafemi left was completely off.
I can't stand Zuma. I'm sorry.
Dude, he's bad. He's got to go. You need just drop some money.
Thank God January.
You're a week away. You're a week away, man.
And thank God that the transfer ban was only for one.
Yeah, it was lifted. You were free
Reduced.
to spend some money this January.
And that center back is going to be spent. I don't know who.
I keep telling you can have David Luiz back.
Why would I do that?
Because he's still better than Kurt fucking Zuma.
Well, let's not go that crazy.
Yeah. Well, no, because
That's
David Luiz
really-
would have just drug dude's shirt and thrown him
yeah.
to the ground. But you would have earned your PK.
Oh, sure.
You wouldn't.
Oh, God.
Yeah, man.
But hey,
not a great start for the Blues right now.
Me trying to be not unbiased. Good finish. Great start for the Saints.
Absolutely
Again.
beautiful goal. I know actually what I got to do, because what I always do. If you score a goal in Premier League, Kicking It Stateside follows you on Twitter, as long as you have a Twitter.
Obafemi.
So pretty much anybody that scored this season has been followed by us, including Webster today. I didn't realize I didn't follow him, probably because he scored against Arsenal and I was pissed.
Of course.
So I didn't.
Of course, the former team.
Yes. I was still a big supporter until that Brighton. That pretty much did it for me this year.
But yeah.
Having problems with Brighton.
Good start for the Saints.
How do you spell Obafemi?
Obafemi.
F-E-M-I. Right.
But yeah. Before I was interrupted by some shitty defense, we predicted our second one of the day. We were going to do, obviously, the best game, Leicester Liverpool. Brian said 3-2 Leicester. He went with the Foxes at home, pulling the upset over Liverpool and getting Liverpool's first loss since last April.
Yes. It's a bold, ballsy move, but somebody's got to do it.
That's one of those where that's a big swing, because then if you get that, you're definitely right in it.
Yeah, that would be great. I really could use it.
So then I said 3-2 Liverpool, so just the opposite.
Obafemi doesn't have a Twitter.
Damn.
Or at least not one I can find at the moment. So
that's okay. We'll get you on there, bud.
I'm trying.
But yeah, then the third game that we predicted, we got Wolves Man City. That's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow.
So we have a special Friday.
And
then
edition.
it rolls right into Saturday. This is why there's just so many games going on.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we can even do a little something for the weekend coming up, too. We'll talk about that. We'll have some time.
Yeah, for sure. So Brian said 3-1 Man City, and I said 2-1 Man City. I think that it's a Man City team that's not scoring like at will like they were last year, so I feel like they're going to squeak this one out. But I think Wolves will play tough enough to at least make it a game.
Oh, absolutely.
Since Wolves beat them already this year?
Wolves already beat them, yeah.
So
That was the breakout of Adama Traore.
that's right.
Basically, now he's becoming a household name. Or at
Yeah,
least
he's
in my
doing
household.
pretty good.
Yeah. I was giving him some love the other day. I was telling my boy about him because,
Traore.
yeah, he wasn't up on him.
Well, you're a big African soccer guy.
I am.
So he probably. Well, where's
No,
he
he was
from?
a Spain cat.
Was he?
Yeah. I made that when I first, because that name is that's Ivory Coast. There's 6 Traores in the Ivory Coast 2 teams between their youth and so. Oh, man.
Dan Gosling.
Dan Gosling.
We have an update. We have a Bournemouth goal against Arsenal.
Real quick, I don't know if you guys know this. Bleacher Report just put this out for the Bleacher Report football page on Twitter. Ibrahimovic has agreed a deal to return to AC Milan.
Oh, he did
Oh, nice.
officially decide to go, huh? Wow.
Ibra back to AC Milan,
Yeah.
where he was a young buck.
I guess he's going to enjoy his remaining days in beautiful Italy and
He
compete.
can still play.
Oh, he could still play, and now he gets
He'll be a
to.
nice sub. Well, AC Milan stinks this year.
Yeah, but now
They're in like 8th.
you can't tell me, though, not everybody's going to tune into that Hoovy Milan game now. You get Ronaldo versus Ebro, and you know Ebro's going to be talking shit.
Oh, of course. You
Without
kidding
a doubt. Yeah. It's great.
I mean, I think, yeah, he was like, well, do I want to live in L.A. or do I want to live in Milan?
De La Fueu.
I saw Watford.
Yes.
Breaking news on a goal here.
And going back to
Score alert.
Watford real quick, I just was checking my man Troy Deeney's Twitter account, and he had a son yesterday.
Oh, congrats,
Christmas
Troy Deeney.
baby. So, Merry Christmas.
That sucks for that. Well, it's good for that kid. He gets he gets a lot of gifts. Oh,
yeah.
good for him.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Congratulations, Troy. From the gutter
To Watford legend.
Yeah, man. Men in Blazers just tweeted out Arsenal. Remember, it's always lightest just before the darkness.
They're always so good with those.
Oh, man.
They are.
I'm
hilarious.
trying to get them, following us. I'm always tweeting them back and shit. So hopefully we can. There's a full slate for today. Just so everybody knows, too. Boxing Day is so big that NBC Sports literally is dedicated to soccer until about 2:30 a.m. this evening. There's nothing but soccer on, even when the 3 o'clock game's over this afternoon. That King Salah that I keep talking about is going to be on again. So anybody who wants to see the story of Mo Salah and what's gotten him to where he's at now on Liverpool in the journey, that will be on today. There's a couple good little documentaries on today. So you could have a full slate of soccer. I know college football is some basketball is gonna compete too, but
For sure. But yeah,
ooh,
for everybody out there, even me, I didn't even know this. Obviously, the day after Christmas, the 26th, is called Boxing Day. It's like this huge day in the UK.
oh yeah, in Europe in general, I think.
Yeah, where obviously I'm assuming a lot of people have off.
Oh yeah,
federal holiday. Maybe?
Yeah, there was a tweet this morning from one of our UK followers, and it was like how we say, "Oh my God, I can't believe this is open on Thanksgiving," or "This is open." Like they were complaining because a few things were actually. They were like, "I understand a gas station or this, but
Right.
why the hell is this store open on Boxing Day?" Like,
Would you like a history lesson? A Kickin' It Stateside history lesson?
bring it
everyone?
on.
So, the reason why they call it Boxing Day is the name comes from a time when the rich used to box up gifts to give to the poor. Boxing Day was traditionally a day off for servants and the day when they received a special Christmas box from their masters. The servants would also go home on Boxing Day to give Christmas boxes to their families.
Oh, fantastic!
So there you go.
That's awesome.
Little K-Stateside history lesson.
Yes.
Stay in school.
And then America's basically made it as everybody's boxing shit up and returning it,
Yeah.
running to stores.
Boxing Day, a.k.a. Return Day.
Yeah,
It's like my mom works retail, and I'm like, well, you're going to have a fun day today.
yeah, just a whole bunch of assholes mad that the size doesn't fit. And now you don't have the replacement because it's literally the day after Christmas and you haven't stocked the shelves
And the
yet.
people that didn't get their gift receipts,
Yeah.
they're like, can I return this?
Yeah, people trying to pull scams and Oh, man.
People getting to find Chinaware,
Yeah.
like plates, and then using it on Christmas Day.
That's
and
how we do here.
and try and return the plates that were used for one day.
Yes.
It's like, I don't know if that's how it works, but
I did once rent. I did once get like a air conditioner for beach house for a week because it didn't have central air, so we got one of those window units and used it. And then when the
returned
week
it.
was over, didn't really need it, so just took it back to Walmart. And,
I like it.
yeah,
Good work.
store credit.
What was the last?
Yeah.
Oh, the Villa Norwich game we predicted.
Yes, we did.
You said 2-1 Villa, and I went with the good old draw. 1-1.
I think that's a safe play. I was trying to give Villa the benefit of the doubt being at home. They haven't played great lately.
No,
They've been playing from
haven't.
behind, even when they're scoring.
they had the whole thing where they weren't giving up goals in the first half, and that's been gone for probably the last month or so.
Yeah, I guess I jinxed them with that because that was like a big go-to stat, and then ever since I've been plugging that stat, they've just been leaking goals in the first half.
Yeah.
Usually late in the first half, but still. And most of the stuff they're adding is like 70th minute and beyond to at least make the score look competitive.
Right.
But they
They're
have
like
not
a late
been in.
Jackie Grealish.
Yeah, they just
like
haven't
last
been
week.
in much.
No,
So we'll see what kind of lineup they.
but again, we've been saying this. They're a young squad, a lot of new faces with, bringing Trezeguet and Wesley in. And
Yeah, Wesley disappeared after the first month of the year.
Yeah, he did.
El Ghazi's been good.
Yeah. And he
Jackie-
took that knock,
Jackie's
too, I
been
think.
great. Yeah, Jackie's been great, but unfortunately for them,
They could be in a little bit of trouble today if they can't get at least a point out of this.
Yeah, you got to get something here. But yet, so does Norwich. So it's like, who's hungrier? Who wants it more? The Ancelotti project's working real good so far. Neither one of these new coaches is having very good
Nothing.
debut right now.
Nothing.
Yeah, he's probably playing super safe. What's that Everton lineup look like? I didn't get a chance to look at that yet. I'd like to see
Let's look.
what his first rollout is.
So he went with a 3-5-2.
See, he
With
did.
always with the Digne and Sidibe pushing up.
He did put Richarlison up front.
He's
went,
playing two up top
See,
with Calvert-Lewin and him.
I give him credit there because I've been calling for that all year.
But he threw Bernard in.
He seems like a
Bernard, Delph, Sigurdsson.
Well, he had to because Iwobi's not fit. Like, he's hurt.
And he
He's
started
gonna be out for
Mason
weeks.
Holgate.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah,
Mina and Seamus.
that's an interesting lineup. That's definitely an interesting lineup. But yeah, you're not gonna see
So no Michael
So-
Keane.
no Moses.
He will.
No Moses Keane either.
He'll go back.
Yeah, he's gonna go back.
He'll go back to Italy. He'll play with Ibra. 'Cause
Right.
AC Milan stinks. They need some big time help.
Yeah, the only guy that I really know and like that's on Milan right now is Yannick Kessie. Frank Yannick Kessie.
Yeah,
My man
he
from
was supposed to be really good too.
Ivory Coast. He's actually having a pretty good year.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's having a pretty decent year, even though they're not playing so well. Bonaventura is there, but he's like, I haven't heard much from him lately
Yeah,
either.
it's
Couple guys.
They had a picture of it. It was like Kaká, Pirlo, Ronaldinho all on AC Milan. It's like, well, times have certainly changed.
Oh, times have definitely changed.
Times have
Yeah.
changed with the AC Milan, how they used to be a powerhouse. And now it's kind of shifted to Juve, that Juve pretty much wins the league every season.
Yeah.
They're like the Bayern Munich of
Oh, yeah.
where they
PSG and
pretty much
those three are like,
they're the ones with the money,
they're going to win their leagues.
and they're going to win it
Yeah.
most times.
Yeah. 8 out of 10 years,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, we're starting to get to halftime for some of these games here, and
Yeah.
some stoppage time. Some really shockers here. We got Southampton up 1-0 on Chelsea, and then we got Watford beating Sheffield.
Yeah. And Bournemouth, I mean, not that Arsenal's been playing that great, but Bournemouth
I was
is
gonna
up
say,
on
I don't even
Arsenal.
know at this point that's an upset.
I don't as bad as Arsenal. I mean, as bad as Bournemouth's been, it still kind of is, I think. But
Ralphie's looking good. Oh man,
Yeah,
he got that fresh cut.
he got that fresh cut for the new year coming.
Maybe his family from Austria made the trip in.
He's getting the team out of relegation zone.
I gotta say, Southampton's been playing pretty decent. I know they rely on, Danny Ings basically to salvage anything, points from them. But still.
Goal.
Who?
Oliver Norwood, Sheffield.
Nice.
Drawing up. I know it's still in that early stage. I don't want to announce it yet. We got to wait for that final update with VAR.
Well, Sheffield had 2 VRs called back last week, so
they sure did.
We'll see.
And actually, Harry Kane had an early one called back in the Tottenham game today. And
good.
Thought that was going to change some things, but he ended up grabbing one anyway.
That's what I like to see.
Dele Alli with another one, man.
I mean,
yep, there we go. It was a PK, so.
Oliver Norwood.
Ollie Norwood on the PK, and we are 1-1. Sheffield.
Another guy, it's like, who is Oliver Norwood?
Yeah. He's just another beast for Sheffield United.
Talk about making all the right moves here.
Yeah. Yeah, we're hitting halftime here. Arsenal just hit halftime down 1-0. This game's definitely about to go half right here.
Another
one last push for Chelsea.
Chelsea lackluster first half. After playing so well against Spurs last week. Oh, good ball. But yeah, I don't know. It's a Chelsea team that I know they're young, but I'm still trying to figure out.
They
They
definitely get up for the big games.
Yeah.
Their problem is it seems that they have been playing down to their competition.
Well, it's like if you lose at home to Bournemouth, and then if you possibly lose at home to Southampton, that's like unacceptable.
And they had a problem with West Ham too, right? Didn't they?
I do not remember.
We're
starting to get into wherever we're going back through again.
I know everything's starting to.
It's like, wait, did they? Well, they did play. I just do not remember what the score was. But yeah.
Yeah, they've been on a little bit of a. Let's see. Where's their last 3 here? Last 4.
So we're pretty much at halftime.
Yeah, we are.
I guess any hot topics around the world. Obviously, the whole racism thing with Rudiger, all that stuff in the Tottenham game, arrests of.
Yeah.
And now it's like England, the English think they're like above the racism thing because we see it in Italy, with, like we said on Saturday's show, with the Serie A, the anti-racism campaign with the monkeys on it. And now it's like some of the English people are thinking they're like above it, and they're like, oh, it's not a huge issue in England. It's like, no, it is, because it's happening every week in one of your stadiums.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, a 10-year-old got banned from a game.
Yeah.
10-year-old.
Oh, man. It's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a big problem.
That's why I'm like, and we tried to say, what can you do? And the whole, does a team walk off the field if that happens? Is that a way that we're going to stop this?
See, I don't know. I hate to say, because you can't just say, well, it's only one. But kind of the protocol seems to be at the first incident reporting it to the ref.
It came over the loudspeaker 3 times.
Yeah.
In that Chelsea Spurs game last week.
Yeah. So once it's reported to the ref, then they're supposed to do this announcement, which they did.
They did.
And then if there's nothing still from the announcement, then it's, I guess, in the discretion of the players, the referees, the coaches, of how they want to proceed. If it's a threatening type thing. I mean, when they're launching projectiles and stuff like that, that's not good or safe for anybody. So words is one thing, and if you don't want to listen to it, I get that, because you shouldn't have to.
Well, yeah, you're throwing it down from maybe, 20 rows deep, and you're not even maybe hitting the field. You're hitting, like, it could be a kid.
Yeah.
Like, you're throwing lighters and stuff. You could strike a little guy in the head or something.
Yeah, or full adult beverages.
Yeah.
Or things along those lines.
The guys, I think they could reach the field from, 20 rows up. It's like, I got this. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It goes like 10 rows ahead and just destroys somebody.
That was a great Bic promotion, though, when Man City did it, because that's all I saw was actual Bics that made it to the field. All those other cheap little dollar lighters didn't have enough weight on them, but those nice heavy Bics, they made it right down onto the field, no problem.
All the English.
Oh,
just
man.
Smoking it up.
Yeah. They're smoking in the stands. They still.
I don't know if you can in an English stadium.
Have they cut that out now?
I think there is a designated spot, but in Germany you can.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I went to the Dortmund game, they're just chain smoking in the stadiums.
That's the best part about going to a NASCAR race.
They are just like
NASCAR, you can sit in your seat, you can smoke, you can bring your own alcohol in, as long as the cooler fits between your legs.
I'm not even shocked about any of this.
Yeah.
I'm really not. I don't even need to say why.
Yeah. Dude, it really is. It's a great party. I always recommend it, though. When the weather's nice, just hanging out.
I do have a shake and bake shirt on underneath this, too, so.
Nice. Me and my boy did the old shake and bake. We've been doing it for years. I visited him at a Christmas party the other night, and he was a little tuned up, but he wanted to get his car home. So I basically follow him, and any sign of police activity, since I don't drink, we've made a deal that I'll just take off and take the speeding ticket, and he has to pay for
nice.
it and kind of avert for him. But I followed him home safely.
You're a good
So we've
friend.
been calling it the shake and bake for years, ever since the movie.
Shake and baking it. I guess MLS, just from a local perspective, the Union signed a new player.
Yes. At least somebody's signing somebody, because
an unknown 20-some-year-old holding midfielder from, I want to say, Venezuela? Jose Andres Martinez.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So he's going to replace Montero and Harris Medunjanin. So we'll see how that works out. The MLS is coming, man.
It is.
Before you know it, it's going to be preseason training, usually in Florida for some of these teams. Usually, probably mid-January will be like the first meetups for the clubs. They'll start up here, like inside, obviously, and then go down, kind of like a spring training would for baseball. And we're pretty much there. I mean, March isn't too far away.
I would love to get some kind of handle on what Red Bull's doing, because a lot of people left, and I haven't seen one name. Like, literally, one name. Every day I get some kind of update about action in the MLS and movement in the MLS, and they have not popped up one single time.
We'll see.
It's kind of scary as a fan.
I mean, usually the MLS is big January anyway, so you'll probably make a bunch.
Yeah, but I would like
once the window opens, but it's nice
I'd like to hear something.
Yeah. I mean, the season just ended, though.
But everybody else is doing it.
Well,
Everybody, I feel like's made a move. Except them.
That's all right.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll see.
A lot of teams are late.
I don't have high hopes for this season. A lot of change. It's like a rebuild. I think, dude, Inter Miami is making some interesting.
Yeah, I saw they picked up two guys. A Haitian.
Yeah, they're just adding left and right.
A defender, Denso Ulysses.
They're talking that they could possibly get Patrick Vieira as their coach, too.
I would like that.
That would be pretty awesome.
Because where's Vieira's at, what, Nice?
Yeah.
If he would want to leave the French league, I suppose, for the MLS.
It keeps coming up. Inter Miami wants him.
That's up to him.
I'm sure Beckham can.
Well, that's the good thing about having David Beckham as your freaking owner.
Yeah. Deep pockets and a lot of street cred.
And a lot of cred.
Yeah.
A lot of cred.
So, between those two things, yeah, they're.
You name a coach with that much cred in the MLS. There isn't much. Besides Henry, obviously. But I don't think they've made any big moves either.
No, nothing too much other than keeping Payate, which was big for them.
Yeah. I think whatever the Venezuelan league, I guess, their window must be open now because you wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
In due time. Some of these teams will make it. I mean, I think obviously Liga MX has a weird format than the MLS. They split it up into two campaigns basically. So they'll have a first half, and then they'll break, and they'll come up with a first half winner from they'll have a playoff to see who wins the first half. Then they'll have a second half, and then they'll have one at the end where it's like the winner of the first whatever plays the second.
Yeah.
So their window is probably open because Alan Polito went to where?
Where did he go?
Galaxy?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that?
Galaxy's been making all kinds of moves, too.
Yeah, it's just soon enough.
No, Sporting.
Oh, yeah, KC. That's right.
Sporting KC.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. It's I think when we get a little closer, obviously, to probably like end of February, we'll probably do a nice show.
Oh, yeah. I'd
on
love
the
to do
MLS
a
kind of
preview show. Definitely.
for all our MLS listeners.
Take a look at the schedule, see when we're going to be doing our Union Red Bull games, because that's, I guess, going to be our thing now. We're going to have to make that a point to attend both home and away games for
Two-legger.
during the season. So
Yeah, that, and whenever they announce this Premier League on the go there, right?
yeah,
The watch party in Philly at some point.
yes, it's
NBC
it's
watch
spring
thing.
of 2020.
Yeah.
It is spring of 2020. So we will 100% be
100.
representing
Oh, my
at there. I've already been recruiting people to come. We'll have shirts by then. Throw some shirts on, stacks of the business cards, and we're just going to hit that whole I'm guessing they're just going to basically lock down the entire sports complex down in
Probably,
Philly.
yeah.
Probably.
It'll be at I think the main hub will definitely be at Xfinity Live.
Yeah, and
because you can go outside and stuff, and that
you
parking
see how
lot.
big these things are.
It's huge.
They're gonna use.
In Philly, it should be a really good turnout.
Oh, Philly should be a monstrous turnout, especially in spring.
So I would assume that we'd probably do even a show there.
I would love to do a show there. So
and possibly finagle some stuff, but we'll see.
We're gonna springboard right there.
I'd love to get some person on.
Yeah, I'd love to hang with the two Robbies.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Get in touch with NBC and can we get even Rebecca Lowe to come?
Yeah,
Kyle Martino.
Dude, I'll take anybody at this
That'd be
point.
sick.
Yeah, I'd be pumped with pretty much anybody we can muster up. I'm sure the opportunities will be there.
But yeah, maybe we'll even have a party in the lot and invite all our listeners to come and join us.
That would be awesome. Big time Kicking It Stateside party.
Have a little tailgate party and
Put
stuff.
up a little tent and hell yeah.
Yeah.
Get some recognition and
yeah, once that gets announced, I guess we can make some.
Yeah, all I keep saying, they haven't come up with a firm date. It just says spring of 2020. So it's definitely coming. It's definitely going to be in Philly. It's perfect timing.
But yeah, we'll definitely have and even meet everybody that's been listening and stuff like that. It'll be a good opportunity to kind of connect.
Yeah,
with everyone and
absolutely
have some shirts.
Plug
and some
A2D. Plug the Kicking It Stateside brand. Plug the whole thing.
So that's going to be a lot of fun.
ATS Sports Picks,
of course,
which our show is sponsored by.
Which I did win money this morning.
Adam's just already winning money this morning. You guys could too. Go to atsportpicks.com. Put in promo code A2D.
I haven't done it enough. That's what pisses me off.
You know what?
The week, 2 weeks ago when I hit 2 scores exactly, I'm like, I could have walked away with some serious coin.
And my boy keeps telling me that because he's like, dude, you're always picking shit and you're always good at that.
at least pick decent winners at least.
Yeah, and if we're going money, I don't have to pick against you. So if I liked your pick better than mine a little bit that week, I could always follow yours because that's the key. It's the money. Sometimes Adam and I, we've talked about we might like the score exactly the same, but whoever gets to pick first gets that little advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And we try to have the discrepancy because we're playing for points. So sometimes our picks might differ even if they were actually the same, if that makes sense.
I get what you're saying.
I'm just letting them know.
I know.
You know. I'm just making sure they know. Because sometimes I get killed. They're like, really? You picked that guy like 3-1? And I'm like, I got to get some points, man. I need a bold prediction to actually happen and come out. You never know.
That's the thing. Sometimes you got to get a little ballsy.
Yeah. But it could have paid off at times this year. Like, you could have got ballsy when somebody won some money on the Wolves win over City this year.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there was a whole bunch of other big upsets that people had won a little bit of money on. So
yeah, that and
Brighton over the Spurs at one. I mean, there was a couple.
Oh, for sure. If you
very unpredictable.
I said we're halfway through this Premier League season, and it's been crazy.
Yeah,
very crazy.
I'm gonna start knocking some parlay bets out. I think.
There you go.
Can really turn some money up. They're harder, obviously, because you got to get like 3 for 3, 5 for 5, but you turn your money in way bigger. I was doing them in Vegas. $10 bets were paying like $2.20, and I was knocking them left and right. That's what they say. That's how people get stuck in Vegas, I think. I didn't want to leave, man. I was on fire.
You win, and you're like, I can do more, right?
Dude, it was a hot weekend. I couldn't do any wrong.
You gotta know when,
I really couldn't. I had to get out of there.
You got to know when to walk away.
Yeah.
I guess the other thing just involving us is our website hopefully is going to be up soon.
Yeah, I heard we got an awesome Christmas present from Adam's brother.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Aaron.
So we got a domain.
Yeah.
We got a website. And
got that squared away, and so hopefully in the next month, maybe start of February, we'll have that.
We'll have all the links to A2D. We'll have all the links to all of our social media. It'll make it really awesome, user-friendly.
And it's going to be also, I was kind of discussing this with my brother too, that it's going to be almost like a little preview. So we'll have maybe like the games coming up, a little rundown on each team that we can even type or just whatever.
Yeah, we'll start. I've been dying to start blogging and stuff, so that would be a great
just
opportunity.
Little rundowns on some maybe the main games and give like a head-to-head and just like little things like that where people, if they don't feel like listening to the show, they could at least come to the website and be like, okay, well, what's going on this week?
What's going on in the world of football?
Because there's never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. We are underway.
We are underway. Second half. Here we go.
Beautiful.
Finally.
Unfortunately, we're only going to be taking it to 11:30 today. Last week we had, because of some technical difficulties, we had the beauty of taking it to noon, which was awesome, and got to see some finals here. But as we kind of figure out what this format change might become, we'll figure out what timing is going to work the best.
Right.
Because if you start at 10:30, you're already into the games.
Right.
But that would take us right to the close of all those games. Well, we'll see. We'll figure that out. But there is some talks that we might do that.
Yeah. We'll have to see we'll probably do Tuesday the 7th.
Tuesday the 7th, I think we'll
be back.
We'll be back. We'll keep that.
Because obviously next Tuesday is New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
We'll not be doing that.
Yeah, we're not going to do New Year's Eve. And I'm going to be leaving for Texas.
Brian's away for a little bit.
For a week, but I'll be back in enough time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be fine. We made a few moves around with doing this and last Saturday, so it worked out good. Worked out good for everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm digging it.
I said I enjoyed the Saturday one.
Yeah. I got a lot of positive feedback from people. People that tuned into the Facebook and all that and said that it was nice to kind of have that live reaction and be able to talk about what's going on. And I mean, nowadays everybody could throw this on the TV and throw us up on your device, whatever it might be, and check us out.
I said you can sit there, watch the games, and you can watch us too.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Bullshit.
Make some money if you really want to get nutty.
How about the poll updates, Ralphie?
All right. So the poll on Facebook. How do you say his last name again?
Ancelotti.
Okay. Carlo Ancelotti is the right fit at Everton. It was 100% agree.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yep. 100% said agree.
Well, I disagree.
You're definitely in the minority on that one.
I am. The guy's track record's phenomenal. It's great, but sometimes it's not about that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's about finding just that chemistry and that boost, and Dunk gave them that chemistry and that boost.
Said the motivating factor is huge.
And right now, we're just approaching the second half, and it's still they're home against a Burnley team that's okay, and they haven't done anything yet. So I don't know. Like I said, they looked really fired up for that couple games under Dunk, and the last game where you knew it was his last game and Ancelotti was in stands, they had no motivation.
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to physically watch that game yet and see how they're actually looking on the pitch. But from the scorer right now, it doesn't look like there's
much of anything.
a whole lot of anything going on. So,
I mean, there's only a handful of goals here so far.
yeah. So
We still got 1-0 for Bournemouth over Arsenal in the 50th. We still got 0-0 at half for Villa Norwich. Southampton, obviously, for everyone watching back home, is up.
ooh, it was almost 2-0.
Almost 2.
It was almost 2.
Last touch by Tomori, the lifesaver. Still 0-0 with the Palace. West Ham getting underway second half. Everton, Burnley still 0-0, and then Sheffield, Watford is 1-1 at halftime because they got a late start because, as Ralphie said, the turnstiles apparently stopped working at Sheffield. So, yeah.
Too many people coming through this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last year I would assume they had a shit ton of people with winning the league.
Definitely. But they're probably you definitely sell some more road supporters once you get to the Prem, I'm sure, compared to League One.
Yeah. I guess I could have even made this a poll, and people are welcome to chime in. Since the first half is pretty much done, for our fans, and I'll even throw this to you, who do you think is the coach of the year so far? Would you go with Chris Wilder or would you go with Brendan Rodgers?
I'm going to go Wilder only because he's, I hate to say doing more with less because he's not doing more.
Yeah.
Because Leicester's obviously in a better position. But, like, for what was probably expected and just looking at the talent he has and all of that and being the new boys in the league and to be in the position that they are and staying steady. And I think they're probably going to end up somehow finding a way to win this game over Watford just because Watford seems that bad. And
Yeah.
they've been that good, and they are the home team. I find that they'll hopefully grab a late one here in the second half. And I don't know. I would give it to him. It's hard to not give it to Rodgers, I guess. Maybe I got to wait to see if they can pull off that Liverpool upset today and be the first team in God knows how long to beat Liverpool in a Premier League game.
Oh, that'd be huge.
And get that within a single digit going into, the new year, then maybe I change my mind. But right now, going in, to today, I give Wilder the little bit of an edge because he's just doing it with what nobody, I don't care who you are, would tell me that they would have had them in that position preseason.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could play like the devil's advocate and say that at least Chris Wilder had a full season last year to kind of be in charge, and the players know him. He knows the players. Granted, it's a whole different league, and it's a huge step up from the championship to the Prem. But Brendan Rodgers having so little time to kind of get, used to his dudes and them being in second place from last season where they kind of were
Yeah, they took a big
So-so.
drop down last year.
And, they lost Harry Maguire this offseason, and everyone started freaking out. And they're in second place.
I mean, they
And
were, yeah.
Every position you could look at and be like, they're playing great. Solid everywhere.
Oh, no doubt.
So that's the only thing maybe I would say that Wilder had a little bit more time. But, I mean, to say Sheffield would be in fifth by the new year is you couldn't even pay me to be like, oh, yeah,
yeah.
that's definitely going to happen.
Oh, boy. That's a good ball. Oh, man.
It's just one of those that Chelsea just does not look confident at all.
Dude, Hampton looks faster, way more into this game right now. from everything that I'm seeing. They just look like they want it more.
I'll say, is my man's on the bench?
Who?
Pooley. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be a good time. Bring on the American hero.
That's a weird formation. That's not their
3-4-2-1.
That's not their typical formation. Is it? I feel like that's not been like his standard most of the year. That's a question for you. Like, I know some coaches are big on, like, obviously you got to adapt. You can't play every single team the same way. But, like, to me, there's something to be said to keeping somewhat of a similar form throughout a year as opposed to trying to run out, like, 9 different style lineups against your competition. Like, if you're a good team, you should be able to run that same formation against everybody.
It's tough also because, like I said, with the amount of games that are coming and that have happened, like, I understand he went with Marky Alonso last week when worked out.
Right.
This week he goes back to Emerson and, and a Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah.
Zuma got subbed out at halftime.
Well, he should have.
For Mason Mount,
Dude,
so he was going full offense, going for it.
If you watch that film, they guaranteed they watched that and it was like another ball where you were just completely clueless. I mean, you can't just keep running that guy out there when your whole job as a defender is to like work your angles, and he's wrong every time. Like, you begged the guy to go left and he completely showed you up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's.
I mean, I would assume that either Pulisic or Pedro is even on the bench.
Yeah.
He comes on for Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah, you'll see something soon. You got to get some offense here. If you're Chelsea,
you got to go for it.
Yeah, you got to at least find a way to get this level. You can't drop 3 points at home to Southampton. Can't do it.
Now, let me ask you guys a question real quick. So the transfer window's coming up next week. Mm-hmm. So who do you think Chelsea's going to let go, and who do you think Chelsea's going to bring in since that transfer ban is up and they can do whatever in this January transfer window?
I heard, and I wouldn't be mad, Wilfred Zaha from Crystal Palace, the winger, to bring him in, and they definitely need defensive help.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't do an Arsenal and just bring in offense because you definitely need defense.
No,
you're going to be fighting them for defense too because Mikel is going to be looking to add some defense.
Oh, for sure.
Big time.
But, yeah, I mean, there's options for center back around the world. If this Koulibaly guy always gets talked about.
He just fell. That was bad. That was a great play, too, by Willian. Great pass. And he just fell.
Just freaking fell.
He just freaking fell. Oh, man, Crystal. I got a Snodgrass signing if it holds up.
West Ham.
For West Ham.
West Ham, score alert.
Score alert.
Possibly.
We're waiting on the – now you got to wait everything out with VAR. You can't – I've tweeted them out. And then had to delete my tweet because the VAR was taking so long that in that time, like 3 minutes later, they were like, nope, no goal. I was like,
so
damn,
bad.
That sucks.
They really need to tinker with that. Oh, Danny didn't even get the start today.
No, they were talking about that with games coming up.
Yeah.
And
got to rotate.
That was in the preseason or pregame and it made sense. Like, when you're looking at your schedule and with all the games being played, if you're Southampton, you pretty much, I hate to say, you never want to just say we're going to take an L.
Yeah.
But you look at this game and you're like, damn, we're probably going to take an L. We got Palace coming right up. Mm-hmm. That's a game where we're going to need Danny Ings, and that's a game where we should grab 3 points because we're home. So they put him on the bench, and now they're in a situation where they're up 1-0, and now it's time to bring him in because if you can add another one, there's upset city right there.
Upset city, baby.
So this is Southampton seems to have a little bit of life, I would say, out of the 5 bottom teams.
In control.
They seem to have more life than some of the other ones that are down there right now. They've been playing a little bit better of recent.
Yeah, I mean, Southampton definitely has some life, unlike maybe a Villa team that hasn't showed much life at all. And again, I don't want Dean Smith to get fired, but who else, I guess, would you bring in?
Yeah. I don't know. I
Who
think
would willingly take a Villa team?
I think if you are a newly promoted team, you have to get a year. You know, like you can't always be judged on your first year back up.
Right.
Especially when you had to deal with losing your number one scorer when the other two didn't. You know, that was big for them. So much production came from Tammy for them, as you could see. Chelsea's getting it, and yeah, that's a hurt. That hurts them.
Absolutely.
So, dude, Bournemouth's still up. I'm glad. My new cherries over my old Gunners.
Good thing you made the switch.
What about Gosselin, too, man? This kid.
Danny.
Yeah, another goal. He had the game winner against Chelsea, and it could be
Somebody's got to do it.
the way Arsenal's been scoring, man. 1-0 could be enough to beat them, unfortunately, for
and that'd be quite the start for Arteta.
But you gotta give him a little bit of a leash because you got to work with what you got. And if you look at that defense, man, it's just bad. You have a converted midfielder in Ansley who's played a pretty decent right back for never playing it. This is his first year doing that, filling in for Bellerin, who's always hurt.
Right.
They had Steven Lichtsteiner a year ago. It didn't seem to work out. I don't think it was his fault. I loved him, the Swiss captain.
Yep.
And he's already gone back to where he was, so they lost him.
Lichtsteiner.
Left back, Tierney gets banged up. Klosniak's been banged up. So now you're literally running out a 17-year-old Bayaku Saka to play a left back position where he's really a left wing forward mainly. Obviously, he's probably played that left back position coming up as a youth, so they felt comfortable putting him there. But that's problems, and you got Socrates or Socrates in there, and I don't know, just that defense just slow, man. David Luiz isn't even starting.
Extremely slow.
It's dreadfully slow.
That's why I say David Luiz. I'm like, I would rather have Zuma.
Yeah, I don't know.
Than that trash guy.
They're both pretty much not good at this
David
point.
Luiz is just old.
Yeah, but he was never
He had a few good
this window coming up. What big defensive name
into the Prem? I think maybe he would do well, but
yeah, it depends on maybe where you end up. But I think he's definitely a better option.
I mean, he's been at
Zuma.
Napoli for a while.
He has. Or is there going to be a good young defender that's going to come from somewhere, like the kid
Just
from
tough.
Red Bull? Sooner or later he's going to.
Because January, it's you bring these guys in. It's such a quick turn to get him acclimated to the team, and you don't have the preseason training to really get familiar. It's a lot different in the summertime than January.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I feel like with the transfer ban lifted, and are they going to be stupid and spend a stupid amount of money, or are they going to be smart?
If the right defender's there, spend the stupid money.
Because Roman Abramovich isn't always the smartest guy.
No. Well, hopefully
he's got a lot of money, but
hopefully he listens to Frank a little bit. That's the key.
Some input.
Yeah. How much input are they going to allow Frank to have in this too?
But it's just Tomori and Rudiger are great. That's good pairing, but I still think they need a little help.
Yeah.
Offensively too. Maybe another striker.
What games we got coming up on the weekend? We're running down some time here, I figure.
I put red card, yellow card. I didn't know if you had one. I know we don't have the physical
My red card broke. So
cards. Do you have any people you want to put on notice or?
Arsenal. Who we got? Aubameyang.
Nice.
Aubameyang. Actually,
Score alert.
I was pretty much going to put them on a yellow, and it's time to turn it around. You got your big name coach that you wanted, or what's supposed to be, the young big name coach, kind of
Are you putting Arteta on as a yellow card?
No, I'm not putting – no, I'm happy with the Arteta signing. I'm just putting, like, the organization on a yellow. Like, it's time to go. You started off great. The season was – at one point they were in second, like
Yeah.
a month into the season. And you're like, all right, here it comes. They added some players. This is finally going to be it. And then I definitely had them on a yellow because they were slumping. And then they went on a red because this whole Emery thing was just a disaster. They're losing captains left and right.
Mm-hmm.
No one can get in the lineup. Now they're back on yellow because it's like, all right, you got to turn it around. You are Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot expected of you. And the talent is there. They need to find the motivation within themselves and from the coaching staff to get this thing going.
Right.
And red card clearly is, say no to racism, no room for racism. We keep tweeting it. We keep talking about it. It's so big. They've even come out with kits in it in FIFA 20, the no room for racism kits and things like that. And, like, it just keeps popping up. They're supposed to be better than that. Nice save.
I said you got to hurt them. I think red for both of us is kind of that.
Yeah.
You got to hit them where it hurts in the pockets eventually. I don't know what else you can do besides if you want to walk off the field. If you feel that you should, I mean, then do it. I wouldn't have been opposed. I know if you're in the stands and paying money and you're not one of those people that are making those comments, you're pissed off that the game was stopped.
Well, and I guess some of the other players, too.
But it's like one guy that's ruining it for the bunch.
Yeah.
Or a few.
And it sucks for, like, the guys because now they have to stop playing. Guys don't want to have to stop playing.
Right.
Like, but you have to respect it if that's one of these guys' choices, and especially if they're
the
target of.
You're a close team, and one of your boys is like, yeah, I'm not playing anymore.
Yeah, well, you see it.
You're going to be like, all right.
The white players or the Spanish, like, they really seem to be coming to these guys back and like, dude, if you don't want to play, we won't play either. Like,
right.
You get that vibe in most of these situations. You could tell that in the Balotelli one, where he picked the ball up and punted it into the sand. Both teams were pretty much like, you could tell we're on his side.
Right. Yeah.
Like, dude, if you don't want to play, like, we'll end this. Like, the home team was going over to their fans, like, yo, shut the hell up. Like, we're out here trying to play and win, and, like, we're all about to walk off this field. So, sooner or later, that's probably what it's going to take. Like, it's going to have to take that ultimate stand where somebody literally just said, like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, a whole team says, you know what, we're done, and leaves. But, I don't know. It's a shame.
Very much.
But, yeah, all these leagues, you're on notice. Ooh, Villa goal.
Yeah?
Hourihane. Connor Hourihane. Big time.
And we got a Pulisic substitution in the Chelsea game.
Here comes Pulley.
For Hudson-Odoi.
We'll have 6 minutes of Pulley. Palace just levels up. Coyote.
Checka.
Checka. Now we're getting all the goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we decide to go to this live format, we may have to just come in from 10:30 to noon because this seems to be where all the action is. And if there is a lot of early action, who cares? Because it's early.
Yeah, I think we've given up on the 7:30 because that's too early.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
No. Ralphie's like, I'm
not coming in here at 7:30.
I am not coming in.
Hell no.
Because then Ralphie would have to be here at like 6:45, setting everything up. Winter time, it'll be dark and cold, and he's like,
that was never a thought of mine.
I think the 10:30 idea is solid because that gives us live look-ins. Mm-hmm. It brings us in. Yeah, it brings us in right at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Gives us time at their halftime to discuss our world aspects of everything, and then we run right through the second half, and we get end of the games, and gives us that couple minutes to close it out. I think that's
we're making adjustments on the fly.
You know how we do, man. We got to be the best. You gotta improvise sometimes, and I think that we're finding our way here. And appreciate all the love.
Agreed.
Again, everybody who's checked us out and retweeted and started following us. We got some new Twitter followers recently. We've gotten some new Facebook followers recently.
Twitch
followers recently. Much appreciated.
Ran into some guys at the bar the other night, and of course, my buddy's a big loudmouth, love him to death, but he's like, yeah, my buddy's got a podcast, blah, 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 and then they start talking about it.
Dude, you got to hype it up.
It's closet.
You got to hype it up. I'm telling you.
One person starts being like, oh, yeah, I watch, and then it's just like, oh, yeah, I watch too.
Yeah, just start
It's
talking
like,
soccer.
Guys, let's all, talk.
Yeah. Everywhere,
Don't be afraid.
everywhere
talk.
you go. Keep a couple business cards in that pocket. Don't be afraid to tell people what you do. That was my key when I was a car salesman. I used to tell guys that. People would be ashamed to say they were a car salesman. But if you're a car salesman and no one knows, and no one's going to buy a car from you.
Right.
So don't be ashamed of what you do. Tell people what you do, then they might listen. Even if they don't like – I've had people that just because of support and love for us have tuned in. Even if they're like, I only listen for 15 minutes because, honestly, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes,
which is fine, you know.
I get a lot of that.
I appreciate that. But the more you listen, maybe you will know what we're talking about.
Yeah, just like family. They're like, I don't always listen, but we're subscribed.
Yeah.
We
Hey,
follow you.
I ask more for that. Subscribe, hit the follow button. Even if you
It's
can't
like we
listen
don't
all
always
the time.
listen, but we're there.
I ran into somebody at Ford's old Christmas party, and she said, and I've seen her, she goes, when you guys do your Facebook Live, she goes, I pop it on. I can't have volume because I'm at work. I'm like, I don't care. Just the fact that you pop it on and see our ugly mugs, and, you know, that means something to us. Clickbait, a little bit of clickbait.
Got to tease them a little bit.
Yeah. So where are we at? Let's run down. We got a 1-1 Arsenal Bournemouth as we're
Yeah, 71st here. We got 1-0 Villa over Norwich. Southampton up 1-0, obviously. 1-1 for Palace West Ham, 71st. Everton Burnley still 0-0 in the 70th, and Sheffield Watford still 1-1, obviously.
lagging behind
Lagging
in that
behind,
56
55,
minute.
yeah. So, I mean, it should be pretty solid here. The last 20, I think Chelsea's got a little bit of a urgency here.
Yeah, they're playing with a little pep in their step all of a sudden here. Let's see if
You get a Pulisic substitution, but then Southampton comes right back and gives you a Danny Ings substitution.
good to see Danny out there. 11 goals on the year.
Yeah, that's insane.
If it wasn't
Hit
for dude, if it wasn't for Vardy just being a beast, he'd be in the Golden Boot combo. Oh, you got to get that shot off.
Yeah,
I hate to
see it.
great defense by Southampton.
Oh, they're just gonna.
Oh man.
Yeah.
This could be it.
Danny 1-on-3.
Oh, come on.
Tony's like, fuck you.
Card him up. That wasn't even Danny, was it? Who was that?
Højbjerg.
Was it Højbjerg?
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, man.
Another special Boxing Day edition.
Yeah, this is awesome. First annual Boxing Day edition of Kicking It Stateside on A2D Radio.
Yeah, I think it is a lot better that we're watching games live. I mean, Tuesday's great to run them down and kind of talk about the week ahead, but
Yeah.
obviously there's not games.
No.
But
Yeah, I'm digging this.
this makes it a little more interesting too. And for everybody out there, you throw on the game like we're doing and tune into us too.
Yeah, so keep an eye out. We might have a new schedule coming up.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll come back, I guess, on the 7th.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, back to the usual 5 o'clock Tuesday format until further notice.
Until further notice.
But since we won't see everybody, have a Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody, and enjoy the rest of these games.
The last little bit of the decade.
See you in 2020. Goal, 2-0.
Damn
Hampton.
it. Damn it.